Hey guys, so I wasn't actually expecting to get this today, but I did. Just while I've got a spare moment now, I'm going to go over the Hot Toys, Jawa and Power Droid. Of course, we know him as the Gonk Droid, but it's alright. And it has MMS 554. So just to make it a little bit easier, I have already taken him out, unlike last time. However, I have not done anything besides lift the clamshell up. So, yeah, they haven't actually updated the tracking. It still says it's at the depot. So whoever delivered it didn't click the thing that said it was delivered, James. So I was extremely surprised when my wife was like, "Oh yeah, this came." I'm like, "Wow." So you can see that we have the artwork there. So you'd standard Hot Toys shoebox. You got the front, then you've got the cover, and then you have the first clam shell. So here, and I'm sorry, I'll try and keep the light as much as I can. It is a bit tricky just using a iPhone. So yeah, this is our Jawa here. I haven't put the batteries in, as you can see, because I have only just opened this, but I will. From what I've seen, though, I don't know how impressive the lights are going to be, but that's okay. I will definitely do that. So the Jawa itself, he looks pretty cool. Like, you can see that you do just have that that plain black sculpt in there. I will show you the sideshow ones in a second as well. I kind of wish that they would have mixed the sideshow one and the idea for this one together, perhaps, but I'll talk about what I mean in a moment. So he does come with his blaster. It's very nice. So lots of little bit of detailing in there. Looks quite worn, which is always nice for Hot Toys. This piece here, I believe, is a device or something to do with the restraining bolts. It is actually identical to the one that came with the sideshow one. So I do actually just have I'll bring him down. So you can see in there that the sideshow one is holding it, and it is practically. The sideshow one does have a little bit of a gold. It does have an extra little gold piece in there, where these are both silver. But other than that, I'd say, and you can see that the sideshow one is just a little bit bigger. Other than that, it's the same device, same red and green lights on the top. Of course, it doesn't light up because it's too small. Alright, we do also get the droid caller, comlink, I believe. I hope. And then we, of course, get the Gonk Droid. So he's still in his plastic. There was no actual plastic on the Jawa. So I will just do this. Now, one thing, he is actually hollow. So it's a shame that they didn't put a sound chip or anything in it, but you can see that he is really detailed. I don't... the legs might be semi-articulated. He will stand quite well. This is carpet, obviously, so he's not going to stand well on carpet. But you can see that he is really nicely detailed. And he looks quite stained and old. So he's quite cool. He's just very, very light. He's actually heavier than I thought he would be. He does have a little bit of weight to him when coming down to the legs, but the top half is completely hollow. And you can definitely feel that when you're lifting him up. But it's not as light as I thought, judging by the way that some of the YouTubers yeah, so oh yeah, thanks Dale, I might have a look at that. Yeah. So Yeah, he's not as light as I pitched him being, which is quite cool. So he doesn't feel as cheap as I was worried about. And I might just put him in the little box here so he will stand flat. So you can see he stands quite well. Jawa also standing quite well on his own, though he might not now that I've moved him. He was standing there, yeah. So there you can see size comparison, they look pretty good. I'd say that that's pretty similar to how it was in the movie. However, I don't think we ever saw them standing side by side. But you can kind of get an idea of that. You do get the different hands. So trigger, and then one for gripping the comlink or the remote device. And I think, yeah, the ones on him are just those C cup holding relaxed palms that they like to do. Now, this is the thing, and again, this is cool, don't get me wrong, I like it. And I'll talk about the fact that they've gone with the Kenner colours for the Jawa, because that's what a lot of people complain about as well. But those two there are quite cool. Then we get to this. This is just the clamshell plastic material. Nicely printed. Underneath, you can tell that it's just plastic. And then we have the Avengers style Hexagon Bass, and there's no metal nameplate, just like they've done with the new Avengers figures. So it does still say Jawa, it does still say Gonk. And again, I appreciated the fact that they did this, but why didn't they just do what they did with the Endor layer? Like, you saw that they had the sticker and it was printed on there. I don't know why they couldn't have just cut the sticker as a hexagon, stuck it on, and still given us the metal nameplate. Might just be the way that Hot Toys is going. Hopefully the Star Wars continues to have the metal nameplates. But, yeah, the fact that this is just plastic clamshell is a little bit crap, especially since... So these guys were $415. Of course, they are a little bit more now because the 10% discount isn't there anymore. And you do still get the cradle for the Jawa. The Gonk doesn't have anything. It's just they don't even have the section for the stand to go, because he does stand quite well on his own. And when I find it, it will say Gonk Droid on one of these edges. Where is it? It's there. So Power Droid. So yeah, I don't know why they went with this type of a base, and there's nothing underneath. It just says the fact that it was made in this year. So that's it there. So if you own the 40th anniversary figures, or have owned an older Jawa, every so often you get one that goes back to the original Kenner Jawa. So the Kenner Jawa originally had a vinyl cape that was this colour. However, a lot of people know that Jawas have this colour. You can see that it is a lot darker. This is the old Soja one. And you can see that his, just by me holding him up to the light, you can see the gold in his eyes. And the sculpt here, if I were to remove the hood, does actually have some more, it's very rough. And yeah, it is a lot darker colour. However, I do like the hood more on this one here, because like if I were to play with it properly, like this is straight out of the box, so it's not going to look perfect. But I would be able to get it to make that point similar to that Jawa. But I really do like the fact that they went with a different colour. I have never had a problem with the lighter coloured Jawa colours before. And you can see that if I hold him up to the light, there is no real gold in his eyes. It is just a black. And he does have the double bandolier. There is of course, I would have preferred them to have done it as a 2-pack, similar to the way Soja done it. Maybe if they had put an extra, I don't know how much, but they put a tiny bit extra on it, maybe given us 2 Jawas, it would have been better value. But I just feel, for the fact that they were $415 and we got clamshell bases. That's just really bizarre. So you can see that it's rough in there. It's gold, and he has the double bandolier. They are also roughly similar heights, but of course the Sideshow one did have a short Jawa and a tall Jawa. So the one with the vest is slightly taller than the others. So yeah, I really do, like I said, I really do like the look of this guy, and like, I don't mind the fact that they went with the lighter hood, because if you've owned a vintage Jawa, you know that the original one did have a lighter hood. So I like that. I just wish that they had done the bases a little bit better. I probably won't use the bases, because I have a Jabba's Palace thing going on here, so I'll probably just put him back up there if the power droid in the back somewhere maybe. But yeah, I will unhood this guy, put the batteries in, and I'll take a few photos. But yeah, like I said, the Gonk Droid itself has done a lot better than I thought, judging from the way that the first reviewers were talking. Yeah, I thought it was going to be really light. There is also, just before I do go, there is a considerable size difference in the two guns. So you can see about the Sideshow one, this is actually quite flimsy, and I have re-glued it. So you can see that bend there. This one is huge compared to that. So that's quite cool. It doesn't have the wire part coming out on it though. But that's not really an issue. I know that the old Kenner ones came with the wire, but I don't actually recall seeing the wires in the film. It's just been a little bit too long since I've seen A New Hope. But yeah, so huge. This is a lot sturdier than that. So I like the accessories. I like the hood. I just don't like those stands. That's the only thing. And maybe they could have given this guy a sound feature just to justify the high price on these. Like I said, by no means, I mean, I love them. They're awesome. I just, yeah, have a hard time. And I'm sure a lot of people have a hard time thinking that this is going to be, I think they're $460 at the moment, I think. They could be a little bit cheaper than that. But, yeah, I just feel like there needed to be something more. Anyway, I'm going to put the batteries in and I will take some photos.